Shimano, what's going on everybody? MastaBika here, and today, right here, right now, we have two very lovely guests, very sexy, beautiful bikes in front of us. I wanted to do because, man, I've been so favored to the HappyRun G300 Pro for such a long time, trying lots of other things at this price point with pedals, and I haven't found anything that I liked as much or that I thought I could compare it to until I met the Coswheel R19. I have hundreds of miles under my belt on both of these bikes, so I know what they do, and I'm gonna break down for you right here, right now, each and every single benefit and aspect of these bikes that is different, what I feel is better, what I feel could be upgraded. But at the end of the day, both of them are amazing options, and I would honestly take parts from both of them, combine them into one bike, and that would be my bike, which we'll get to that video later on. But right here, right now, we're gonna compare the HappyRun G300 Pro to the Coswheel R19. I'm gonna break down everything about these bikes that I love and what's a little bit different with each one, and then you make the decision for you. All right, I got all my notes, so let's get started. First thing, G300 Pro. The way that the handlebars bolt into the front suspension, I think is nicer. Look how fat those are. Look how that goes right into the suspension. On the Coswheel R19, 4 smaller bolts. You know, it's got this same piece that a lot of bikes do. I don't really like the L like that, but it doesn't need a flathead screwdriver to adjust. As you can see, boom, and there's nothing to adjust over there. Whereas, you gotta have a flathead screwdriver to adjust the front suspension, but I do like the way that it bolts in, and I like the front suspension on the G300 Pro a little bit better. G300 Pro comes with this front plate. No front plate on the Coswheel R19. Both bikes have a quarter twist throttle, but you can see leather grips on this. I just like these grips a little bit more. The grips are just closer to what I've been riding and what I'm used to with these full twist throttles on these electric dirt bikes. I will also say that I do like the handlebars a little bit better on the G300 Pro. They're just raised maybe 3 inches, not raised. I'm 5'10", after you ride for a while, being a little bit hunched over compared to just upright a little bit makes a difference. Oh my goodness. So next we're gonna go over the headlights. This headlight, okay, it's always on, so it's always draining some sort of battery on the outer part. Bam, hit the button. I mean, you know, it's nice, it lights up the wall. It's got one setting and then you can't see anything else. But G300 Pro, oh my God, it's just brighter, first of all. And then come over here, boom, you got, I mean, look how much dimmer it is in the room. Turn it off, another setting. So there's multiple settings for the lights, multiple options, which is a little bit nicer. And then this one, which is like strobe light, which drives you crazy. But I do like the headlight on the G300 Pro better than the Coswheel R19. Continuing on, the Coswheel R19 has a 7-speed Shimano shifter and derailleur. Honestly, I don't think it's necessary. I do like the single speed, or single gear, I should say, on the HappyRun G300 Pro. I would make this single gear. No reason for a Shimano shifter or derailleur. It's not necessary, you're not using it. While we're up top, blinkers, boom. And I like that this actually works and it lets you know because it turns on green. And then of course you can see the blinkers in the back on the left and the right when they're on, which does make it a little bit nicer. And the Coswheel, there's just no blinkers. I know it seems like we're going over a lot of benefits, like the G300 Pro is just all around 100% better, but trust me, we're gonna get into some of the key components that the Coswheel R19 just does a little bit nicer. On that note, I do gotta say that the screen on the G300 Pro is just so much better. The display is way bigger, the information is easier to read, everything is nice and clear. Let me show you. It's good, it's just not quite the same thing. Small feature that the Coswheel is winning on: metal or aluminum pedals. Plastic pedals on the G300 Pro. But we run right back. Metal kickstand on the G300 Pro. Plastic kickstand on the Coswheel R19. This next point is something that people are going to care about because you cannot take off, look at the label, look at the stickers. It's almost like a bake-on label. It's in there. You can't take this off on the G300 Pro. Coswheel R19, these are actually stickers that, boom, you can peel right off. Take off the branding if you're trying to be even more low-key. Some people like their bikes to just start. HappyRun G300 Pro. It's just gonna start. You hit the power button, you're good to go. Coswheel R19, NFC Key. That's straight preference. I do like to just turn on and go, but the NFC key is nice as well. And if you don't want an NFC key, you can always just put on a code on here so that you can unlock it and then go when you power it on. We're gonna get into the batteries, which the Coswheel does win with a 72 volt, 40 amp hour standard battery. 72 volt, 30 amp hour standard battery on the HappyRun G300 Pro. I'll say this, both of these bikes at times have been challenging to actually lock the battery in. So we got this one open up. What I do like is the multiple positions, unlocked, locked, on, off. That's nice. Coswheel R19 battery does not have that. Something on this, this thing right here that you pull the battery out, you gotta have it like perfect to get this to lock down perfectly. I have this plastic piece that you use to lift out the battery on the HappyRun G300 Pro. It's just different, but if you don't get this perfect, it can be a little bit annoying. Both bikes have a tire differentiator. HappyRun G300 Pro, 19-inch front tire, 17-inch back tire. Coswheel R19, both tires are 19 inches, but the back tire 80/100-19, front tire is 70. These tires are 70. So I do like the little bit beefier back tire on the Coswheel R19. Let's take a look at the FastAce Monoshock on the Coswheel R19. It's name brand, it's nice, it works amazing. I like this Monoshock better than the no name brand Monoshock on the G300 Pro. Both of the brakes are nice. Dual piston, hydraulic disc brakes, but the way that you can adjust the brakes on the HappyRun G300 Pro, right there with that little knob on each side, are just a little bit easier. There's nothing on here to adjust these brakes like that on the Coswheel R19, on the K-Tet brakes, compared to the Daisyland brakes on the G300 Pro. One thing for rider comfortability, seats are pretty similar. Both of them are pretty much just as comfortable. There's not really too much of a difference in the seats when you're riding that, I've noticed. So let's look at some of the bigger differences that are definitely more costly. The battery, first and foremost, 72 volt, 40 amp hour battery. I would say battery, motor, most expensive things on any single bike. So this battery is just a lot bigger than this battery. And this battery was bigger than other brands' batteries that I was looking at before. But this bad boy wins on the battery. You're just getting more range out of it. Next thing is the torque. The other thing that I learned was that having 3 speeds compared to 5 speeds, the Coswheel just has more torque, and that could also be because of the controller. So I feel the controller's better, battery's better, and those are 2 really big things on a bike that you want. Again, I pretty much take a lot of these aspects. Everything that I said that I loved about this, I would put on this. Everything that I said that I loved about this, I'd keep with this. So I pretty much start with the base of a Coswheel R19, put a lot of the features of the HappyRun onto the Coswheel, but this is what I would start with as a base and then build out from there, which we will be doing soon. So stay tuned for that. At the end of the day, a lot of it is personal preference, and that's exactly what I was sharing in this video. It's my personal preference on the bikes at this price point that I've seen, that I've tested, that I've ridden, that I have some hours under my belt, and what I would do to just spec out the absolute perfect bike for me, which I feel would be the perfect bike for you guys as well. Either bike, depending on what you like, is going to be a great decision. I love them both. I feel they're both a great option. And again, we're going to get going on creating a most amazing video, maybe a little series of upgrading and building out the Coswheel R19. So I just feel so blessed and highly favored to even have these bikes here, to be able to do this with you guys, to share this with you guys, to be in this position right here, right now with everybody. So thank you. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, HappyRun. Appreciate you, Coswheel. And who knows, until our next adventure, what we're gonna be looking at, where we're gonna be riding, who we're gonna be riding with. but I know we're gonna be living a blessed and highly favored lives, my friends, because you get one shot to be here and doing what you love. OM to the mother effing G, one direction, all the way up. Let's go.